All right, and we'll get started. We'll start in a, ideally in a seated position, sort of kneeling with your glutes on your heels, if that's comfortable. If that's not comfortable for your knees, you can feel free to put a block or a blanket underneath your glutes, or feel free to sit in a cross-legged position if that's better for you. We're going to start with a few cat-cows, seated position to warm up our spines and also to come into our breath. So we'll be practicing ocean breathing throughout this practice, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4 through our noses, and trying to cultivate that ujjayi whispering sound at the back of our throats. So we'll just keep coming back to that throughout the practice. So find your seated position, come onto your mat, drop your shoulders down. Bring your arms up to cactus arms. So your elbows are at a 90-degree angle in line with your shoulders. Fingers are spread really wide. Push all your air out, empty your lungs, and pull your elbows and palms together in front of you and round your back. Inhale deeply, open your arms up, open your chest, look up. Exhale, pull everything together, cave your belly in, round your back, look down. Inhale, open your elbows, open your chest, look up, arch your back. Exhale, pull your elbows and palms together, pull your belly in, round your back. Do that one more time, really exaggerate it, open everything up. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades in the back. And exhale, pull everything in, pull your belly in, round your back. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. We'll get started in tabletop. So bring your hands and knees to the mat. Just check your alignment here. Make sure your wrists are right under your hands and your knees are under your hips. Keeping your knees under your hips, walk your hands out to extended puppy and drop your forehead down to the mat. We'll just take a nice gentle spinal stretch here. Stretch from your fingertips all the way to your hips. Make your spine really long. Good, and just walk your hands back. Take your time. Curl your toes under, press your palms into the mat, and lift your hips up to downward dog. We'll be doing quite a few downward dogs today, so let's take this first one just to check into it, stretch out a little bit. Start with your hands. Press your knuckles and your fingers into the mat really firmly. And for this first one, I'd like you to bend your knees really deeply, exaggerate that knee bend so you can find as much length as possible in your spine. So pushing into the mat with your hands, lengthen from your fingertips all the way to your hips, sit bones, lengthen through your side ribs and your armpits. And once you find that length, start to straighten your legs out slowly and let your heels just gently drop down towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they touch, just going in that general direction. Drop your head down, gaze at your knees. And then just step by step, walk your feet up towards your hands to the top of your mat. Keep your head down. Step your feet about hip distance apart. Take your elbows with opposite hands. We'll just take a few breaths in ragdoll here. So let your head be heavy, let your shoulders drop down. Bend your knees a little bit so you can fully relax. Take a deep breath in all the way into your belly. And let it out through your mouth. Just let it all go. Let your head be heavy. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply all the way into your belly. And exhale through your mouth. Let it all go. Good. Place your hands on your waist. Look forward and inhale as you come all the way up to standing. Bring your feet together to touch. Come into mountain pose with your hands at your sides. Drop your shoulders down. We'll take a few sun salutations here to warm ourselves up. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, palms touch, look up. Exhale, fold forward, drop your head down. Inhale, look forward, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a high plank and lower down, chaturanga. Feel free to lower your knees for cobra or keep them up. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips to downward facing dog. And we'll take a round of breath here. Again, finding your down dog, finding your breath. Press into your knuckles and your fingertips. Lifting your hips, pull your navel into your spine. And exhale, bend your knees, look between your hands. Inhale, step or jump to the top of your mat with a long spine, look forward. Exhale, fold, drop your head. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale your arms back to mountain. Great job. We'll do one more of those. Inhale, sweep your arms out. Look up at your hands. Exhale, fold forward, drop your head down. Inhale, look forward, back is flat. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, open your chest, retract your shoulders, upward dog. Exhale, lift your hips to downward facing dog. And take a breath. Gaze is at your knees, let your head and neck relax. Try to spin your triceps towards the midline so the inside of your elbows are facing forward. And on your next exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and inhale, jump or step to the top of your mat. Look forward with a long spine. Exhale, fold forward, drop your head. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, back to mountain. We'll move into a sun bee with some variations. So drop your hips back into a chair, bend your knees, touch your fingertips to the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, drop your hips a little lower. Exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward, drop your head. Inhale, look forward, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, look up. Exhale, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Plant your left foot at an angle, step your right foot, big step forward. Inhale your arms up to warrior one, look up. And exhale, open your arms to warrior two. Take a breath here, find your alignment. Your heels should be aligned and your feet should be perpendicular. Drop your shoulders down, gaze is over your right middle finger. Inhale, lift your right hand up, reverse your warrior, look up. Exhale, right elbow to right knee, come into extended side angle. Inhale your left arm over your left ear, long line. You can stay here, or if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can drop your hand down to behind your foot. Good, take one more breath. Long line of energy from your left foot to your left fingertips. And exhale your left hand down next to your foot. Spin your heel up and inhale your right arm up to the sky for a twist to the right. Left hand is down. Open up, look up at your right hand. Inhale. Exhale your right hand back down next to your foot so you're in a high lunge. Inhale, spin your arms back up to warrior two. Drop your shoulders down, take a breath here, feel really strong in your warrior. Good. Straighten your front leg out. Inhale, reach long over your right toes. We'll come into triangle. Reach forward and then exhale, drop your hand down towards your right foot or ankle or your big toe. Inhale your left arm up to the sky and gaze up at that hand. Exhale, open your hand a little wider so you can spin your chest up towards the sky a little bit. Good. And inhale, come back up, bend your front knee, lift your right hand up for reverse warrior. Beautiful. Spin all the way down, frame your foot with your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and take a breath here. Come back to your downward dog. Find your alignment, find your breath. Good. Plant your right foot at an angle. Inhale and step your left foot forward. Big step for warrior one. Inhale your arms up, look up. Exhale, open your arms wide, spin your back heel down for warrior two. Take a breath, bend deeply into that left knee. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale, lift your left hand to the sky, reverse your warrior. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, right hand arm over right ear. Inhale, look up at your right arm, bend deeply into that stretch. You can drop your left hand down to the floor if you like. And exhale your right hand down to the floor next to your foot. Lift your back heel up. Inhale your left arm up to the sky for a twist to the left. Stay here for a breath. Getting a nice twist here. And exhale that left hand back down next to your foot for a high lunge. Inhale, spin your back heel back down to warrior two. Straighten your front leg as you exhale. And inhale, reach forward over your left toes, coming into triangle, reach long. And exhale, drop your hand down to your ankle or your foot or your big toe. Inhale your right arm up to the sky, gaze is up. Open your chest up, get a nice stretch here. Good. And as you come up, bend your front knee, lift your left hand up to the sky, reverse your warrior, opening up on your left side. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down, frame your foot, and step your left foot back to downward dog. Beautiful, everyone. Take a breath here. Gaze is at your knees. As you exhale, bend your knees, look between your hands, and jump or step up to the top of your mat. With a flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold, drop your head down. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, palms meet overhead. Exhale, back to mountain. Hopefully everyone's warmed up a little bit now. Stay at the top of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you. We'll take a few balancing poses here now that we're warmed up. So we'll start with tree on the right. So root your left foot firmly into the mat. In your own time, take your right foot and place the sole of your foot below your knee or above your knee. Press your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. And lengthen the crown of your head towards the sky. Bring your hands to heart center and find a spot to gaze at right in front of you. And just try to find stillness here. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you can interlace your fingers and turn your hands inside out and start to raise them up over your head. Reach your palms towards the sky as you inhale, lengthening. Keep your shoulders down. And as you exhale, open that right knee just a little bit more, keeping that nice long spine. Beautiful balance, guys. Keep your foot right where it is. Bring your hands back to heart center. And we're going to move into dancer. So lift your right knee slowly in front of you. Take your right hand behind you and grasp the arch of your right foot with your right hands. Inhale your left arm up overhead and find length towards the sky. And then slowly start to tip your torso, flick your foot into your hand behind you. And it doesn't matter how high your leg goes, it's more important that you find stability and stillness here. Just enjoy that for a moment. Beautiful. And then slowly come back to neutral position. Great job. We'll do that on the left. So root your right foot into the mat. Lift your left knee, and you can place the sole of your foot on the inside of your leg, above or below the knee. Bring your hands to prayer position at heart center, and just take a moment to find a spot to gaze at. Lengthen your crown towards the sky. You can stay here or interlace your fingers, Turn your hands inside out and raise your palms up. As you inhale, try to find space between your ribs, lengthening up. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under a little bit to make sure you're not arching your lumbar spine. And keeping your foot right where it is, bring your hands back to heart center. Slowly lift your knee in front of you. Take your left hand behind you and grab your foot left arch with your left hand. Inhale your right arm up to the sky, lengthen, and exhale. Tip forward, kick your foot into your hand behind you. Gaze at a spot in front of you. Beautiful. Really strong through that standing, engage your quads. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back to mountain. At the top of your mat, we will take a vinyasa. Inhale, sweep your arms up, overhead, palms meet. Exhale, fold forward, drop your head down. Inhale, look forward, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, open your chest up, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And on your next breath, inhale, lift your right legs long behind you for three-legged dog. Inhale, point your toes. Exhale, pull your knee into your nose, shift forward, shift your weight forward and curl up. Bring your knee all the way to your nose. Inhale, swing your leg up long behind you, stretch it long. Exhale, pull your knee into your nose, shift your weight forward up on your tippy toes, really strong. One more time, inhale your right leg long behind you, lengthen it up. Exhale, pull your knee into your nose, and this time extend your right foot under your left arm, so the outside of your foot is on the floor. Press into your right hand and inhale your left arm up to the sky. This is fallen triangle. Look up at your left hand, inhale. Exhale your left hand back to the floor. Inhale your right foot long behind you, back to three-legged dog. And exhale, pull your knee in and swing it all the way through. Plant your foot between your hands so you're in a lunge. Back knee is lifted. Bring both hands to your front knee. And just take a moment to feel really stable here. Lengthen your spine, find a really strong lunge. Bring your hands to prayer position at heart center. And we'll slowly move into warrior three. So take your time. You can take a hop forward with that back foot and start to shift your weight into your right foot. As you slowly lift your back foot, shift your torso forward, pressing into your right big toe mound. Flex your left toes as if you're pushing your heel into a wall. And lengthen your crown in the opposite direction. You can play with your arm position here. If you feel stable, you can send your arms back alongside your body, out to the side in a T, or even overhead if you feel really stable. Beautiful. When you're ready, drop your fingertips down to the mat and let your left foot come down behind you. Plant your hands. Step right foot back to downward dog. Lift your hips high. Take a breath. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you, three-legged dog, stretch it long. Exhale, pull your knee into your nose, shift your weight forward, pull it all the way in. Inhale, lift your leg long behind you, stretch it up. Exhale, pull your knee to your nose again, shift your weight forward. One more time, inhale, lift your leg high. Exhale, pull your knee in. Send your left foot under your right arm for fallen triangle. Lift your right arm up to the sky as you inhale. Look up at that right hand, pressing into your left hand. Exhale your right hand back down to the mat. Inhale your left foot back up to the sky for three-legged dog. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest and swing it through for a high lunge. Bring your hands to your knee. Again, finding that really strong, stable lunge, lengthen your crown. Bring your hands to prayer position at heart center, and we'll start to move into warrior three. Take this in your own time. You can step your back foot forward and start to shift your weight into your left foot. Slowly lifting your right foot up and pivoting your torso down. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And press strongly into that right heel like you're pressing it into a wall. Feel free to play with your arm position or keep them right where they are. Beautiful balance, beautiful strength. Drop your fingertips back down to the mat. Step your right foot down behind you and step your left foot back to downward dog. You guys are doing great. Shift your weight forward to plank. Find a really strong plank here. Press into your knuckles, press into your fingertips. And we're going to shift into a side plank on the right. So press into your right hand, roll over onto the outer blade of your right foot. Stack your left foot on top of your right. You can feel free to drop your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can lift your left leg up for a moment for star. Take a breath here, strong core. And exhale your left hand back to the mat, left foot back down for plank. We'll roll over onto the left side, so press your left hand strongly into the mat, roll onto the outer blade of your left foot. Right foot meets your left. Inhale your right arm up to the sky, lift your hips. If you'd like the challenge, lift your right leg up for star. Hold it here, lift your hips, lift a little higher. And exhale your right hand back down. Spread your knees wide and drop down to child's pose for a moment. Drop your forehead down, spread your arms out in front of you. You earned a little rest here. So take a breath, let everything melt into the mat. Let it all go. And on your next inhale, press your hands into the mat. Lift your hips up, curl your toes under for downward dog. Lift your right leg one more time for three-legged dog as you inhale. Exhale, pull your knee through. We're coming into pigeon. So let your right knee meet your right wrist. Drop your left knee down to the mat behind you. And we'll take our time here. Use your left toes to walk your hips down a little closer to the mat. Before you drop forward, take your fingertips out to your side and lengthen your spine up, lengthen your neck. Find your center of gravity to make sure your hips are centered and you're not falling off to one side. Feel free to put a blanket under your right hip or a block. And then once you have that length, start to fold forward to wherever it's comfortable for you. You can come down to your forearms or down to your forehead, whatever works for you. And we'll take 3 long rounds of breath here. So take your time, close your eyes, turn your attention inward. Let your hips melt down towards your mat with each exhale. Try to find any tension you're holding in your shoulders or your jaw. Let it all release. Good. On your next inhale, gently lift your head, plant your hands in front of you, curl your back toes under, And step back with your right foot to downward dog. Lift your hips. Inhale, extend your left leg long behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest and set your left knee down next to your left wrist for pigeon. Drop your right knee down behind you and walk your toes back to bring your hips closer to the mat. Again, place your fingertips next to you so you can lengthen your spine up, lengthen your neck, find your center, and then fold forward to wherever it's comfortable for you. Close your eyes. We'll take 3 long breaths here. Let everything release as much as you can. Let your shoulders go, let your hips go. Relax your toes. And on your next inhale, lift your head, plant your hands, curl your back toes under. Step your left foot back to downward facing dog. Bend your knees as you exhale, look between your hands, and we're going to come into a seated position. So hop forward, cross your ankles, and lower your glutes down to sit. Place your feet flat on the mat with your knees bent. We're going to do a little more core work here. So everyone's favorite, we're going to do boat with a little variation. So put your hands behind your knees on your thighs, backs of your thighs. Lean back a little bit, retract your shoulders back, puff your chest out. Push all your air out, exhale. Inhale, lift your feet up, gaze at your feet, stretch your arms out, inhale. And as you exhale, lower your feet, lower your back down for extended boat. Keep your feet and your shoulders up. And inhale, pull your knees into your chest, take a rest. We'll do that 2 more times. So hands behind your knees on the backs of your thighs, retract your shoulders, open your chest, exhale. Inhale, lift your feet, lift your arms, gaze at your toes, pull your breath in. As you exhale, lower your feet, lower your back down with control. Keep your shoulders up, keep your feet up, strong core. And inhale, sit back up, pull your knees into your chest. You guys are doing so great. One more time, hands behind your knees, retract your shoulders, open your chest. Inhale, lift your feet, lift your hands, hold it here. As you exhale, lower down with control. Your core is so strong. Keep your feet hovering. Keep it hovering. And inhale, pull everything in. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Beautiful job. Place your feet flat on the mat about hip distance apart, knees bent. Put your hands flat behind you with your fingertips facing your hips. Retract your shoulders back, open your chest, and as you inhale, lift your hips for reverse tabletop. You can let your head drop back if that's comfortable. Lift your hips high, squeeze your glutes, squeeze them a little higher. And as you exhale, let your hips drop just an inch or two. Lift your right foot, place your right ankle on your left knee, and then lower your hips all the way down to the mat. Tuck your left heel under your right hip. Shift your weight forward. Right foot is flat on the mat. And then hug your knee into your chest. Place your right hand behind you and look over your right shoulder for a seated twist. Inhale, lengthen your crown up to the sky. Exhale, look over your right shoulder as you twist. Feel free to hook your left elbow over your right knee if you'd like to deepen this twist. And take one more breath here, really getting a twist from the lumbar spine all the way up to your neck. So good for your spine. And release that twist. Extend your right foot out in front of you, flat. Place the sole of your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Settle your sit bones in. We'll take a forward fold here. So inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, lengthen your spine. Exhale, flex your right toes and fold forward over your right leg. Grasp your foot with a C grip. Inhale, lengthen from your sit bones to the crown of your head. Find length. Exhale, fold forward. Let your elbows wing out to the sides, gazing at your toes. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release forward. Beautiful job. Release your foot. Plant both feet flat in front of you, hip distance apart. Place your hands flat behind you, fingertips facing your hips. Inhale, lift your hips up. Drop your head back if it's comfortable. Retract your shoulders back and squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips. Squeeze a little bit higher, like you have a glass of water on your belly. Good. And exhale, drop your hips just an inch or two. Lift your left foot, place your left ankle on your right knee, and lower your hips all the way down. Tuck your right heel under your left hip. Shift your weight forward. Left foot is flat. Place your left hand behind you on the mat and hug your left knee in towards your chest. Gaze over your left shoulder for a nice spinal twist. Feel free to hook your right elbow over your left knee. And as you inhale, find length between each vertebrae. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Great, release that twist. Let's come onto our back. So lay all the way back. On your back. Bring your heels really close to your glutes so you can touch your heels with your fingertips. We're just gonna do one bridge here. No wheel today, just a bridge. So let's make this one count. Inhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes, lift them as high as you can, and then start to walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Walk your hands closer together. If you like, you can interlace your fingers, bring your palms together, and then lift your hips as high as you can. Really squeeze your glutes and find that curve in your upper thoracic spine. Squeeze it up a little bit higher, and exhale, slowly roll down, release your shoulders. Beautiful, pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little lower back massage here. Feel free to rock from side to side. Squeeze your knees in and then let your knees fall to the sides and reach between your legs. Grab the outside of your feet with your hands for a happy baby. We'll take a few breaths here. Let your knees drop down towards the mat. Let your back relax, let your shoulders relax. You can try playing with where your feet go. If you bring your feet a little bit closer to your glutes, you can help your tailbone and your lower back contact the mat. Or you can raise the soles of your feet up towards the sky. Feel free to rock from side to side, whatever feels good here. And then bring your knees back into your chest. Extend your left leg long, squeeze your right knee in, and then take your left hand to pull your right knee over across your body for a reclined twist. Stretch your right arm out to the right. If it's comfortable for your neck, feel free to gaze at your right hand. Take a breath here and try to release your right shoulder back down towards the mat. You can even take a cactus arm if that helps. Breathing all the way into your belly. Great, and then slowly come back to center, squeeze both knees in, extend your right leg long, squeeze your left leg to your chest, and then take your onto your left knee and slowly bring it over to your right across your body. Stretch your left arm out to the left, gazing to the left if it's comfortable for your neck. Try to let your left shoulder relax back down towards the mat. Take a deep belly breath here. Good. Slowly bring your knees back into your chest one more time before our final rest. We'll squeeze them in really tight, squeeze everything tight, and then release. We'll go into Shavasana. So take your legs as wide as your mat. Let your arms flop out to the sides. Let your feet flop out. And we'll take a scan of our entire body to check for any tension we're holding. So start at the crown of your head. Try to find any tension you're holding in your forehead and your eyelids. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Let your shoulders and your chest just sink back into the mat. Find any tension in your hips, your glutes, your lower back. Relax your arms and your hands. Release your thighs and your knees, your ankles. Relax your toes. No need to control your breathing anymore, just let it go. No need to control anything. You can completely relax. And we'll take a couple of minutes here in silence to absorb all the benefits of our practice. Start to come back to your breath. Start to find some movement in your fingers and your toes. Feel free to rotate your wrists. Feel free to stretch your arms overhead if that feels good. Take a long body stretch from your toes all the way up to your fingers. Long stretch. And take your time whenever you're ready. Pull your knees into your chest and roll over onto your right side. Press your left hand into the floor to help you up to a comfortable seated position, and feel free to put a blanket or a block underneath you if you like. Let's take one final really deep breath together to seal our practice. Bring your hands to heart center in prayer position. Empty your lungs, exhale all your air. And take a deep inhale, gathering all the energy and strength you poured into this practice. And exhale with gratitude for everything your body did for you today and for these wonderful people we get to practice with. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Namaste.